Chicago White Sox are on a 5-game winning streak and 1 game out of first place in the AL Central. Big Mike, what's going on with the Cubs, game?
The Chicago Cubs find themselves in third place behind the St. Louis Cardinals and the Milwaukee Brewers, dropping another series again, this time to the St. Louis Cardinals. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we'll talk about it all right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for all Chicago baseball. Let's start the show.
What's the word, Chicago White Sox fans, Chicago Cubs fans? It is good to be back with my boy Big Mike. It's your boy Big Kev, the host of Chicago White Sox Central. You ain't changing. Hold on, you gonna have to change that. You can't hire you saying you the Chicago White Sox fan. Chicago
Hey, listen, blame Restream. That was not me. You already know I claim Northside all day, every day. That's my jam.
My boy Big Mike, man, host of Chicago Cubs Central. We are back for another episode of the Crosstown Conversations, man. We do this about once or twice a month as our schedules dictate how we can get together, man. But it's good to see you, Mike. How you feeling, brother?
Hey, man, you know I can't call it, man. Blessed and highly favored, man. How about yourself, sir?
The same, bro. The same. I got off work today. I'm on my high horse, man. Like when we talked about the season coming into the season, the expectations were the Chicago Cubs winning the NL Central, contending for a World Series, and that may well still be the case. But we got the Chicago White Sox surprising the world. Today we're gonna talk about with these guys at least. Munetaka Murakami obviously being hurt, and what that means for the Chicago White Sox. Jacob Gonzalez being called up to fill in a little bit during this time, and all different things that's going on with the White Sox over the last week or so. And then with the Cubs too, man, it's been such an up and down month of May for these guys.
Absolutely, man. The Chicago Cubs really been down this month more than anything. We went on that 10-game losing streak, and it felt like we lost for a month straight. Not gonna lie to you, I was even in person to watch the White Sox whoop the shit out of my Chicago Cubs. I mean, it was not pretty at all. And you know
what you mean? It was beautiful.
Kev, here's the thing. Me and my brother went to the game, the Saturday game, the first game that started the losing streak for the Cubs. I saw Jameson Taillon pitching. I almost didn't go to the game because I kind of figured it was going to be some foo-foo stuff going on. I'm like, man, this not a good omen right here already. Then we get to the ballpark, bro, and I got my ghetto Cubs gear on, man, and I'm driving around, bro. All the White Sox ushers send me off, bro. All of them, bro. They wouldn't tell me where to park at. I couldn't find a place to park. They made me park all the way over there by ITT and walk all the way from ITT parking lot all the way to the park, bro. I was so mad. I was heated, bro. By the time I got to the ballpark, get me a beer, sit down with my brother. I'm surrounded by White Sox fans. I got these annoying White Sox fans behind me, and they talking trash to me. And then, if that ain't good enough, the people around me, I'm sitting there talking to them, talking to my brother. I'm like, listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now what's going to happen. Jameson Taillon is at least going to give up at least 3 home runs. He's going to give up a home run to Murakami today. I can promise you that's going to happen. Costa Montgomery's going to get a home run, and Miguel Vargas is going to get a home run. All 3 of those. Not only did he give up all runs in the second inning, but then he turned around and gave up another home run to Murakami later on in the game. Bro, when I tell you, I just saw the ball just kept jumping off the bat. I'm sitting by the White Sox dugout, and I just see the ball just jumping off the bat and just I'm like it was like a cartoon, bro. Just watching my faces go. I'm like, damn it, bro! Like, what is going on here? This is insane, bro. The White Sox are for real.
We loved every moment of it as Chicago White Sox fans, man, and we'll see the Cubs again later this year. A couple of months, right? They play again in August, right?
Yeah.
So, my thing is this with the whole Chicago Cubs, Chicago White Sox rivalry. Since I'm one of those weirdos who's like, I'll watch the Cubs and I got respect for the Cubs when they're not playing the White Sox, right? So it's like I don't have this anger and this vitriol toward them throughout the year. So ever since then, in the different groups that we're in all over social media, Chicago Cubs fans and Chicago White Sox fans have been going at it like cats and dogs, man. Like they've been going at it, especially since the White Sox are actually winning. And
Yeah,
my mindset is, man, fuck the Cubs. We already played the Cubs. We beat the Cubs. Our attention should be on the division. We should be paying attention to the team in front of us, trying to catch the Cleveland Guardians, which we will. And we got a
yeah,
big matchup versus them later on in this month. But the Chicago White Sox have a lot to be paying attention to, mainly the injuries, right? Like, obviously,
yep,
every team is going through injuries at this point in the season, but we got my boy Noah Schultz is injured right now. We
hmm
got my boy Kyle Till still trying to make his way back from injury. And of course, the big injury is Munitaka Murakami, who's out for the next 4 to 6 weeks. But as you saw yesterday and today, and when Munitaka went down, some people were like, "Oh man, it's going to be tough. We don't know if we're going to be able to get wins, man. Please." Miguel Vargas stepped up big in the game that he got hurt, hit a walk-off home run and won that game. Yesterday they won the game again, and then today they picked up a sweep versus Detroit Tigers, the dusty Detroit Tigers. Let me say that the right
thank you for
way.
that.
Versus the dusty Detroit Tigers, and everything. Look, the Chicago White Sox might start slow, but
Yeah,
they finished strong, gang. Like, even today,
yeah,
they were down 1-0 pretty much the whole game, and every pitcher, bro, with the exception of Eric Fetty, he's just ass. He's just ass right now. Eric Fetty's the worst pitcher on our roster. But every pitcher, bro, they decide that, like, they're playing with Anthony K. We had Burke
yeah,
on the mound today. He did his thing. Of course, Davis Martin, who I believe is in the Cy Young conversation in American League and in the starting lineup conversation for the American League All-Stars. Like, you can just keep naming off lists. There's so many unsung heroes on this team that just
yep,
step up, do what they're supposed to do. And they had Jacob Gonzalez come up today, get his first hit in the major leagues. He was killing it in AAA. Like, right now, as a Chicago White Sox fan, what I love the most, all the numbers aside, is seeing fans show up to the stadium, bro.
yeah,
This weekend, you saw 30,000, 29,000 people, all 3 games, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Gotta love
yeah.
to see it, bro.
Beautiful people too, man. Beautiful people. Even the ones that was giving me crap, man. Like I said, it was a vibe. So the south side in that stadium was a vibe. When y'all finally do move to actual downtown, like, that's gonna be crazy. When y'all get that new stadium downtown, when the ownership takes over. Um, like I said, I've been very, very impressed with what the White Sox have been able to do. But Kev, you say about a lot of people being shocked. I'm not shocked. I told you, bro. Before the season started, I was like, Kev, the White Sox they had a very sneaky good offseason where they picked up some really, really good players. Now, of course, your Cy Young pitcher, I didn't see that coming. I did not know that was coming. I knew what Murakami was going to be, but I did not know that you was going to have a potential Cy Young candidate on your hands too at the same time. Sean Burke is in so to me. I mean, like I said, we beat him up every time we see him, but he be dealing against everybody else. I also want to make the point. Thank you for sweeping the Detroit Tigers this weekend, because the more they lose, the better the odds that the Cubs get that trade done with them for a Tariq Skubal, even if it is just a 2.5 month rental. Thank you.
Hey, the Cubs need it, man, because it seemed like all y'all pitchers got hurt to start the season.
Yes.
It's just like one pitcher up, one pitcher down. And
Yes.
Schultz is doing what Schultz does, right? Like, he started strong. The first 5 or 6 starts, or actually, I'll say
Yeah.
the first 10 starts, or 8 or
Yeah.
9 starts. And now these last few starts, he's giving up the long ball, the long ball, the long ball. But every time you look up, his velocity is just not there, and teams are just hitting him out the park, bro. So, and it's a lot of different things going on with the Cubs, man, if you want to touch on them.
Absolutely. So when you look at Chicago, pitching, man, where it's hilarious to look at, and I think that's why we named this episode what we named it. It's hilarious to look at the White Sox and the Cubs right now, because it seems like single spot that the White Sox are great at, the Cubs are terrible at. Runners in scoring position, White Sox are crazy good at that right now. I mean, like I said, it's clicking on all cylinders. You get runners on, guys are getting the big hits. Obviously, you guys are a little bit dependent on the home run ball. But look at the Chicago
A
Cubs,
little
man.
bit. We're about damn near 50% of our runs come from home runs.
Yeah. Yeah. So and then you look at the Chicago Cubs. We don't hit home runs, and the reason we went on the 2 10-game win streaks, what were we doing? Well, when we were winning those games, A, we had fantastic pitching. B, on top of that, when runners were in scoring position, Nico Horner, Michael Bush, Alex Bregman were coming through for the Chicago Cubs. Remember, at that time, we on both 10-game winning streaks that we went on, PCA was cold. Ian Happ was doing
Mm-hmm.
bare minimum. It was
Mm-hmm.
primarily the bottom of the order coming through. You had Carson Kelly doing his part. You had, Dansby Swanson stepping up and coming through for the Chicago Cubs teams and everything like that. And they hit a couple walk-offs, and you had Michael Bush finally open up his arsenal and begin to do his part. But primarily, our pitching kept us in a lot of close games. That has faded. The injuries have caught up to us. We have Eric Cabrera, who's injured right now. We lost, obviously, we already talked about the fact that we lost Kate Horton for the season before,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, right, very early on.
Matthew
But you have
Boyd.
Matthew Boyd, Eric Cabrera is the latest one to go there, like I said, and you just have had these plethora of injuries that have cost the Chicago Cubs so much. And we did well to win as many games as we did, and we actually built ourselves a very good cushion where we can afford to lose some of these games and still round in the Central. Now, I can't imagine what would have happened had we went 500 for the last month and a half
Oh, you guys
before.
would.
Yeah, yeah,
It'll be
yeah,
rough for the Chicago Cubs had you guys started off slowly. So you gotta appreciate the strong start. But I hate to bring it up, but like y'all had a strong start last season too,
yeah,
and it
yeah,
lasted longer. You were
yeah,
like middle of June, early
yeah,
July until Milwaukee decided to walk y'all down. The good
yeah,
thing is, I guess it's a good thing and a bad thing. The NL Central is just like ultra competitive right now. Like everybody's above 500. You guys are beating up on each other. And it's going to only continue as the season goes on. Whereas the Chicago White Sox are sitting in a situation where, man, they could look, besides the Cleveland Guardians, everybody in the AL Central is pretty bad. With the Minnesota Twins not doing well, Kansas City's
right.
looking awful. Detroit Tigers are it's crazy looking at how Detroit, but they got a lot of injuries too. But damn, didn't they
Yeah,
make the playoffs last season? So you
yes, they
looking
did.
at that, the Chicago White Sox are in good position in terms of the AL Central and the wild card right now. Obviously, we haven't even made it to 100 games yet, right? Like we got a lot to go. It's still
Yeah,
it's still over 100 games left in the season. But at the end of the day, man, when you look at the Chicago White Sox team, what I love the most about what Will Venable and Chris Getz, which we got to give credit to Chris Getz for the roster that
sure.
he put together to come into this season, right? These guys take it one game at a time and they have a next man up mentality, bro. Like
Yeah,
there's no quit in this team. Like in the last 3 seasons when they've lost 100 games in a row, last season you started to see it, and we talked a lot last season about this squad, and we'll get to the comments. We appreciate you, D's nuts. That's hilarious. Saddy62, we appreciate you guys. We'll get to the comments in a second. But when you looked at Chicago White Sox, you saw the groundwork being laid. You saw the
hmm
fact that they were getting rid of players that were part of 100 lost teams and so on and so forth.
yeah,
You saw the Kyle Tills, the Edgar Quieros, the Shane Smiths, the players that Cosin Montgomery that weren't a part of that losing culture. You took that
hmm
carried over after the All-Star break where they were hitting a bunch of home runs and playing good baseball. It's
yep,
carried over into this season. And now you got everybody else that they're bringing up, man. Like, it doesn't matter who's on the field, bro. Tristan Peters, Randall Grichuk, where the hell did he come from?
sure.
Riku Nishida, like, where did he come from, man? Like,
Yeah,
Luis Angel and Acuna hasn't really been as what I thought he would be coming into the season, but at least he contributes when he can. When he gets on base, he steals bases, so on and so forth. But I got to talk about this one player. We can talk about Munitaka Murakami. We can talk about Kosa Montgomery, but I got to talk about Miguel Vargas, man.
yeah,
This dude is a star. He's a stud. He's up there with his jersey open, like it's all button, all open, chest hairs flowing in the wind, hitting game-winning home runs, making crazy catches. He made a catch today in foul territory that was just it was just crazy to see the effort that he puts out there on the season right now, man. This kid, Miguel Vargas, has double-digit home runs. He's leading the
hmm
league and the team in stolen bases. He's the heart of this team. If Murakami's the muscle, if Montgomery is right there next to him, then Miguel Vargas is the heart of this team, man. And you think about where he was when he was traded to the Chicago White Sox before the Los Angeles Dodgers won their first World Series. He was traded over here for Michael Kopech, wasn't it?
Yep.
For Michael Kopech, and he's sitting there. He's like, "Damn, man, I went from first to absolute worst, historically worst." And then last
Yeah.
season, they was not just as bad, but still lost 100 games. And now you see him out there hitting game-winning home runs, playing defense, leading this team. I gotta give flowers to Miguel Vargas right now, man. One of my
Sure.
favorite players on the Chicago White Sox.
You absolutely should give him flowers because again, he seems like he is the heartbeat of that squad. He seems like he is the guy that is leading the bench that's in that clubhouse, a very young clubhouse still, but he seems like one of those leaders and one of those guys that you can depend on that is going to come through for you. And again, you look at the tale of two sides. You look at what the Cubs are doing, look at what the White Sox are doing. What do the White Sox have? They have an emotional leader. Who's our emotional leader? Our emotional leader is PCA, but PCA keeps getting into trouble. So when he gets into his emotions, so again, like I said, it's one of those things. He did have a shut up moment against the Cardinals yesterday, where the tarp mob was messing with him, calling him overrated, and he hit probably one of the highest home runs since they kept the stat. Started keeping the stat in 2008. And it landed right over the tarp guys. And one of them tried to throw the ball, but it ended up bouncing back. But yeah, like I said, I love what I'm seeing from the young White Sox, man. The White Sox, the White Sox themselves have been so much fun to watch outside of when they whooped the Cubs ass and I had to sit there and watch it.
Oh,
But
that was still fun.
there was not that was not fun at all. There was nothing fun about that game, bro. I left with a headache. I was pissed. Like I said, no. But what I will tell you is that it's a long season, and so
Yes.
for me, like I said, I look mentality, and I do love their approach right now with the next man up mentality. I do just want to be cautious, and maybe I'm the wrong person to say it because I am all Chicago Cubs and I ride with them. But at the same time, the baseball, you have to regress to the means. So right now, the upward trajectory that the White Sox are on, just baseball in general, tells you that eventually there is going to come a slump. Now, I'm not wishing that on them. I'm not saying that, I'm gonna be happy when they start losing. If the Chicago Cubs were not to make the playoffs this season, the postseason at all, I would be happy if the White Sox won the World Series. I mean, I'm not gonna sit up there and put a White Sox jersey on and say I'm Chicago White Sox. I will be Chicago Cubby Blue until the day that they put
Well,
me in the dirt.
I'll say
But
it like
it's great
this:
for the city.
if the Atlanta Braves can be 40-20 right now, I'm pretty sure they are okay with regressing to the mean eventually, right? As long as they can
Sure,
continue taking care
sure.
of business. They're 9 games up. Chicago White Sox are still chasing the Cleveland Guardians. But to your point, the month of June is going to show us exactly who the White Sox are. But before I get into the month of June, and you get to the month of the June for the Cubs, shout out to Marcus, aka D's Nuts. Let's go Sox, Sadie. Let's go Sox. Marcus says I can't wait for Brady Montgomery to be called up, and we'll see when he gets called up because he's down there doing his thing in AAA Charlotte as well. We're still waiting for Austin
Sure.
Hayes to come back. Also, the young kid Nishida with look everybody. The Chicago White Sox I think have 11 or 12 call ups who've made their major league debuts this season.
Yep.
And Nishida's one of them. He had in back-to-back games throwouts at the plate from left field or from right field.
Yep.
Crazy. He's like 5'7" or something like that. Just a crazy situation. The Chicago White Sox won 20 plus last year from that dreaded 41 game win series. Seems to it's reason that we win at least 15 more this year. Probably we get in the playoffs now. We're exceeding expectations. And if you go way back to the beginning of this season when me and Mike were talking, we both had the Chicago White Sox winning more than what Vegas was saying that they were going to win. Just
Sure.
like the season prior when I had them winning at least 20 plus more than they did as well, as you mentioned, Marcus. And listen, in my mind, if the Chicago White Sox were at or around 500, around the trade deadline, then they would have been in a position to compete for a wild card spot. That's just how I felt. Now, some people thought I was crazy. I even had a person that was talking crazy to me when the Chicago White Sox started this versus Oakland last month. And they're like,
Sure.
oh, they just beat the Oakland A's. You're just talking crazy. How dare you like the fact that the White Sox won? And they deleted themselves from my page after that. So they're not here to talk anymore because Chicago White Sox have been winning ever since. Honestly, I
Sure.
think the Cubs were just overachieving. This is who they are. I don't think the Cubs were overachieving. Mike, how about you? Do you think the Cubs overachieved to start the
No.
season?
When you pay a salary like the Cubs have paid, you pay for premium talent. And defensively, the Chicago Cubs are still one of the best teams defensively. Basically over half the field that the Chicago Cubs put out there on a nightly basis are all Gold Glovers. You only have 3 non-Gold Glovers that they put out on the field every single night. So defensively, we are still one of the best teams out there. The problem is they did not think that PCA would struggle to start off the season as he has, and they did not think Seiya Suzuki would struggle to start the season as he has. They thought replacing Kyle Tucker with Moises Ballesteros getting the DH role every single day, everything will be cool with that. The problem is the young kid started out very hot and then messed around and got cold. And he's been in a cold spell for a while, striking out or just hitting into bad luck. At the same time, Seiya Suzuki also was not hitting. At the same time, PCA has hit into a bunch of bad luck. So
Nah,
when you look
you
at
gotta
this,
mention Dansby Swanson. He has been ass.
yeah,
He's like a one something hitter right now,
yeah,
bro.
he's like 172 his batting average right now.
He
Dansby
he he
Swanson,
was up to bat today with runners on second and third, nobody out, and he struck out.
yeah, yeah.
Didn't
That
even
is
contact the ball. And he was
that
up
that is
3-0. He was up 3-0 in the count. It was a 3-0 count
right.
with runners on second and third with one out, and he struck out.
That is the norm for Dansby Swanson. To be honest with you, Dansby Swanson's Atlanta Braves stats are inflated. And I want to say that because you got to remember who was hiding, who he was hiding behind. Remember, Dansby Swanson was hitting 8th or 9th when he played for the Atlanta Braves. You had Ronald Acuna Jr., you had Freddie Freeman, you had I forget the other buddy's name. Gosh, you got Albies, also, like I said, that he was hitting behind. So you had all these heavy hitters, and you had Marcel Ozuna also, who was hitting bombs. So you had guys, and then you got to Dansby Swanson, and like I said, and if he gave you 19 to 18 home runs, that's just gravy. He was there for his defense, and he was there to be the leader of the clubhouse. But now you turn to the Chicago Cubs and you're looking at Dansby and you're asking him to do more than he's capable of doing. I mean, that's just downright the honest truth. He's $177 million for his contract. And you asked him to come in and give you, more than he's capable of doing, honestly, at the plate. I mean, but it's tough when he's just not competitive at all. Like, it's tough,
Oh
So
yeah.
that's the problem.
Oh, is this you? This is you? Okay,
Yes.
Marcus. This is Marcus. Sid ain't trying to do that debate, bro.
I don't think Sid is trying to do that debate,
He
brother.
not trying to
You can
do
forget
it,
about it.
gang.
Yeah,
He a
yeah,
front runner. He a
no
front
way.
runner.
Hold on now. Hold on.
He a
Sid
front
the
runner,
Great is my
bro.
man. Y'all not too
I'm
much
not
on
finna. I'm not about to bash him. I'm just saying when the Cubs up, he up. It ain't no even. It ain't no middle ground. Like when the Cubs was on that 14 game winning streak, he was
yeah.
chirping, and he was putting out hate toward the White Sox at the same time. I ain't seen him in a minute since the Cubs been getting whipped on. I haven't really seen him. I haven't
Hey,
really seen him.
he did start talking about the Bulls when he when he started talking about the Bulls in the group when when the Cubs went on that losing streak. He just stopped talking about Cubs altogether. But
That's because
no,
Marcus been
man.
on his ass, man.
Yeah, he
I
has
said
no.
something the other day. I was talking about how people were still talking about the Cubs, and Marcus was on my ass because he thought I was talking about the. Right, that was you. I was just mentioning that.
Yep.
I was talking about how niggas need to stop talking about the White Sox when the Cubs need to be focused on the Brewers and the St. Louis, he was like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Wait a minute, bro. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that these niggas shouldn't
We on
even
the
be
same
talking
side,
about
bro. We
us."
on the same
He's like,
side.
"Oh, it sounded like you might have had been talking about the White Sox, brother." So it was
But yeah,
crazy.
no, like I said, man, I'm honestly happy for White Sox fans, bro. My older brother is a White Sox fan. We went to that game, bro, and he had a ball, man. Like I said, like he was happy that he didn't have to, put no paper bag over his head. You know what I'm saying? That the Cubs didn't outright blow them out or anything like that, man. That he was able to go and just enjoy a good game of baseball, man, and watch his team win and shine. Yeah, man, the White Sox are on the right upward trajectory, man. Like I said, if they continue to do what they do,
They are
um,
now, but man, this month of June is about to be, as the old folks in the 90s used to say, gasoline alley, gang. Bro, we got the next 6 games, right? The whole month is going to be crazy, but the next 6 games, we play 3 on the road versus Minnesota, right?
okay,
Then 3 on the road versus Philly,
that's
right?
gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. Philly's playing
And
great baseball right now.
I think I'm gonna go live on Tuesday night when Davis Martin go against Minnesota, and then we got 3 at the crib versus the best team in baseball in Atlanta.
Yeah, Braves come to
Then
town.
we
That's gonna be
got
a tough out.
3 more at the crib when the Los Angeles Dodgers come to town, the other best team in baseball. Then we
Is
got
Shohei
3
pitch- I mean,
on the road.
is Shohei pitching any of those games, bro?
They don't have the pitching probables on that one there because it's too far out.
Hey,
But
you
they
gotta
be
go
obviously.
live if Shohei's pitching one of them games, bro.
It's at home. I got to work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, bro. So it's gonna be rough. And they all earlier games too, so it's gonna be even more rough. Maybe that Friday game I could probably get home for like some late inning stuff. Then
Sure.
we go to New York, and then we go
Woo.
to Detroit, and then we bring in Cleveland and Kansas City, and then Baltimore to close out the month, right? So like you got
Yeah,
division games in there. You got
yeah,
the best teams in baseball in there. Then you
yeah,
got the second best teams in baseball in there.
yeah.
And all of this is going to be without Munitaka Murakami. So it's like, when you think about it, if the Chicago White Sox can come out of this situation, and right now we're sitting at what we sitting at 32 and 27. If the
Yep.
Chicago White Sox still find themselves at, above, or just like one game below 500 after the
Mm-hmm.
month of June, that's a W for me. But I
Yep.
believe the Chicago White Sox will find themselves in a situation where they are in the AL Central lead at the end of this month, and they're gonna get it out the mud at the end of June. They're gonna
Faith,
get it
faith
out
in
the
your
mud.
team. Faith in your team. I like it. I like it. I'm with you.
Yes.
I'm with you. Let's go. Let's go. Listen, prove them. Prove them wrong. Keep proving them wrong. I ain't mad about it. I don't hate it one single solitary bit, brother. Chicago Cubs, not so much a gauntlet. These are gimme games. You got two series is going up against the Colorado Rockies. You got 2 series going up against the San Francisco Giants. Those are both 2 series that not only do you need to win, you need to look to sweep those series. You got a little bit of ground you got to make up. You welcome in they're not the Oakland Athletics anymore. They're the Sacramento Athletics starting Tuesday at Wrigley Field. You need to take full advantage of the Sacramento Athletics. Win that series. I don't care who you got pitching. I don't care what's going on. I know we're going to start getting healthy here. Matthew Boyd is on his rehab stint. We haven't heard of Cabrera and his blister on his finger yet, but I'm assuming he should be back here soon too. It's time to start winning games, fellas. No, none to talk about, nothing to leave on the table. You have to maximize your next 5 series. You need to win all of those series, because then after that, you turn around and you welcome in to end the month of June Milwaukee. You got a 4-game set with them up in Milwaukee, and then after that, you got the San Diego Padres. So you want to make
It's a
sure
it's a 3-game set with Milwaukee, and then the
3 games.
Padres, and then St. Louis. Yeah, but
Yep.
that's who y'all need to worry about, man. For some reason, the Milwaukee Brewers be like, they wake up, they brush their teeth, and they say, "Fuck the Cubs, bro." Like they don't.
It's on
It's like,
site every time.
I don't understand it, bro. It's like Doctor Doom with the Fantastic Four, bro. Like, it ain't no love lost. It don't matter who
Nah.
they got on their team, gang. It's the same thing with like it used to be just St. Louis, but when the
Yeah.
Cubs went and stole Craig Counsell and
Yeah.
then also fired a Cubs legend in the process
David
to
Ross. Yeah.
to bring in Craig Counsell. That karma, that juju has not left this team since, bro. It's been
No.
all over them. They basking in it. They glistening in the juju of
Yeah.
negativity of what they did to get Craig Counsell on the north side. And the Brewers have done nothing but win the NL Central since then, bro. They just keep winning
Yeah.
the NL Central.
And on top of that, their manager keeps winning Manager of the Year, 2-time Manager of the Year since that did happen.
And then they just be hey, you want to come in to be the best pitcher in the National League? Yeah, come on in here and play for the Brewers, bro. Like, who the fuck? What?
Mizorowski right
is
now, bro.
he got 100 and
Mizorowski,
something. Woo. He got
103
over 100
on
home
the
runs,
gun, bro.
100 strikeouts already, bro.
100, but he's hitting 103 on the gun. Last year, he had problems with his command, so he couldn't find the strike zone. He was wild with it. This year, he's found that command, bro, and them strikeouts are filthy. That dude is unhittable. Unhittable. I'm telling you, I watch it. I watch it all the time. I'm just like, there's nothing you can do with that. You have to basically force him. You have to fight off enough pitches to force him to drive up his pitch count and get him out the game and hope that you keep them from scoring on the other side. That's your only hope.
In 12 games, 71 innings, Jacob Mizorowski has 108 strikeouts, bro.
I watched it.
108 strikeouts. That is insane.
And then don't forget, they're going to bring back Brandon Woodruff. He's gonna come back from injury here soon, and he's gonna be right behind him.
He got 13 more strikeouts than the next person with strikeouts, bro. What? Insane.
Not to mention
bro.
that, bro. He hasn't been scored on, I think, in like 3 weeks.
Hey, Marcus, he said, got to give it to the state of Wisconsin, man. Fuck the state of Wisconsin. Plain and simple.
Fuck them. Yeah, can't do it. All right, can't do it.
They don't get nothing but hate from me, bro.
Not the
nothing
Bucks.
but hate from me.
Definitely not the damn Packers. And fuck the Brewers too.
Even if the Bears had a bunch of Pee Wee League football players out there, I'm still gonna predict them to beat the Packers. What you talking about?
Always choosing.
All right, man. It's been 32 minutes and 15 seconds. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us on this Sunday night. You know, I had to work today, gang.
Big dog ready to go to sleep, bro. He like, all right, man, 32 minutes enough, bro. Let's rock.
It ain't even sleep time. I got other stuff to do after this. You know how it is. But at the end of the day, man, this is always fun. We're gonna try to get to this more consistently. Me and Mike gonna figure out a true schedule, but this is always fun. We appreciate you guys for rocking with us tonight on Chicago White Sox Central, Chicago Cubs Central, Crosstown Conversations. Y'all know what to do. Hit me up at Big Kev from the Shy, Big Kev from DACHI over on Twitter, or Sox Central Pod over there on Twitter, Shy White Sox Central at gmail.com. I really, really, really want to do a mailbag episode. And you know what, Mike? I meant to mention this to you, bro. We got to do a mock draft episode with the two of us before the draft. For the Cubs and the White Sox. So we got to do a mock draft episode. Appreciate you, Marcus.
Huge draft for the White Sox, too. Y'all got the number 1 pick. So, yeah, absolutely.
UCLA lost today, too. So, you know, Rock Schlowski out of there. They lost today in the College World Series. But, yeah, so.
The rich get richer.
Listen, we get Rock Schlowski. And look, Jacob Gonzalez is a shortstop. Colson Montgomery's a shortstop, and Rock is a short. Like, what are we gonna do here, bro? Like, it's crazy. Tell them where they can find you at, big dog.
Absolutely, everything. Cubs Central. That's Instagram. That's Facebook. That's make sure you join the Chicago Cubs Central Facebook group. Except for you, Marcus, I'm not letting you in the Chicago Cubs Central Facebook group. I would never do that. And anybody that would let you in, I would kick them out too. You have to come on my group and troll us. But like I said, but for everybody else, Chicago Cubs Central, join us, guys. Like I said, is one of those things, man. Like I said, it's the North Side thing, baby. We rock with our team. And we gonna hold it out, man. Like I said, we got some comeuppance coming here real soon. I smell another 10-game win streak coming our way here real soon. And then my man said the Great gonna be back talking again, Marcus. He's gonna be back at your head.
My man said he smelled something burning. Talking about it's a 10-game winning streak. He smelled something burning. All right, man. It's your boy Big Kev holding
And
it
of course,
down
Big
for the
Mike.
South Side. Y'all know what it is, man. Don't forget to follow the rest of the Chi-Town Sports Central family. Type in your favorite Chicago sports team. Put the word Central behind it. You will find one of us, as well as the Shy Boys podcast with C-Dub and Bobby, NFL Central and NBA Central. We gonna holler at you guys next time. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace.
This has been a presentation